Big 12 Radio, along with James Westling. I'm Ari Temkin. Pete Nakos from On3 Sports is joining us in about 40 minutes from now to give us a sense of his thoughts on what's happening in the transfer portal and all the other news going on around college athletics, college football. We've got Valid or Void as well coming up in about 10 minutes from now, along with James Westling. I'm Ari Temkin. Great to have you with us today and every day here in your home of the Big 12. Tune in at Big 12 Studios. Super exciting times. We've got the college football playoff coming up this weekend. And then, of course, the quarterfinals, the semis, the bowl season, conference play. It's all here. Christmas, New Year's, it's all here. It's fantastic. All right, all this week, we've been breaking down our all Big 12 teams. First team, second team, third team. We've got Big 12 quarterbacks, Big 12 wide receivers, Big 12 running backs, which brings us to our Big 12 all offensive linemen.
So we've got 15 guys, right? Because there's 5 guys on a
everybody
team.
doesn't need a trophy, James. Let's make this the most elite of the elite lists, shall we?
Okay, so 3 dudes, our 3 best offensive linemen in the Big 12 this year.
Could be 3 tackles, could be 3
Yes, we're
centers,
playing
could be 2
6
guards,
men.
could be 1 tackle and 1 guard and 1 center. It doesn't matter.
We're not even playing 8-man football. We're playing like 5-man football with these numbers. But
Well, I don't know if you know this. None of these teams are going to come together to play in a football game, so
they can in my mind.
a lot of things can in your mind, James. All right, without further ado, let's get to it. Who is your third team all Big 12 offensive lineman?
Shout out to our guy Anthony Smith on the Big 12 studio side because I had a last-second pivot because, I have to give some love to a guy that didn't make the first team all Big 12 team on the offensive line, which I think is a disservice to his career. Cincinnati Bearcats center Gavin Gerhardt is going to be probably a mid to late round NFL draft pick. He's 6'4", 310 pounds, almost 40 career starts at Cincinnati. He could have transferred out. He didn't. He ran the course, 2-time team captain. He was on the Remington Award watch list this season. Pro Football Focus grades him out as one of the best centers in the entire country. Multiple 1,000-yard rushers. Cincinnati didn't allow a sack until like week 9 this season, and he was the anchor of that offensive line that opened up a lot in the ground game and helped Brendan Sorsby have a monster year.
I love that call. I did not have Gavin on my list, but that's a good call. And, it's funny because I kept looking at some of these Baylor players and taking them off my list. Sawyer Robertson, Josh Cameron. Well, I'm not doing that for this guy. I'm going to give him the recognition that he deserves. I'm talking about Omar Egbedion, the Baylor offensive lineman who put together another fantastic season. This on the heels of a fantastic season. Look, this is a guy that despite how bad the team was overall, this was an elite offense, and it was led by their offensive line, and that's why I put Egbedion on this list. Third team O-lineman Omar Egbedion from Baylor.
Love that pick, and he's an incredible story. Former walk-on, he's had a monster career for the Bears. One of the highest graded offensive linemen in the Big 12 via Pro Football Focus. And he'll be a pro. That's the thing. Like this league, you look at the official release, you look at all the options out there, and this league had a major uptick in the trenches this year, which is a big reason why Texas Tech and some of these other teams like BYU and Utah are where they are. Speaking of Utah, I go out to Salt Lake City and go with Caleb Lomu, who is not their number 1 offensive lineman. He is my second team all Big 12 offensive lineman. He was the other tackle across from Fano, just a sophomore. 6'6", 304 pounds, moves like a point guard, 4-star recruit out of high school. He redshirted in 23, became the starting left tackle last year, and absolutely blew up. First team all Big 12 this season. He's considered a first-round draft pick next year in the NFL draft. He is a legitimate offensive tackle prospect at the next level. Could be a top 10 pick. We'll see.
Yeah, number 2 for me are the second team all offensive linemen in the Big 12, which, by the way, Caleb Lomu, another great pick there. It was hard to keep both Fano and Lomu off my list, but certainly one of them not on my list. My second team, all Big 12 selection here, is the center for BYU, Bruce Mitchell. When you think about, Bruce Mitchell included on the Pro Football Focus, all Big 12 team, when you think about the success that BYU had in offense this year, it's hard to divorce him from that success. I mean, looking at a true freshman quarterback who needed a thrasher like Bruce Mitchell in front of him to lead that offensive line to really help him. But I mean, he was the highest graded BYU offensive player with strong run blocking and no pressure allowed throughout the season, according to Pro Football Focus. So, yeah, big-time performer, Bruce Mitchell, my second team, all Big 12 offensive lineman.
Ari, no, I'm not wearing one of those Google headsets where I can actually read your thoughts without verbally communicating, which that is a real thing, by the way. It's coming for us, mind reading. I could read your mind. I knew you'd have Mitchell on your list, which is why I included Gavin Gerhardt. That's synergy. That's synergy between us.
Okay, so what else do you know about me?
That's pretty much it. And that you play elite defense on the ball. I'm talking like Houston level
floor
defense.
Slapping.
Yes, floor slapping. It's not the only thing he slaps. Spencer Fano is my first team all-league offensive lineman. 6'6", 310 pounds, local kid from Spanish Fork, Utah. He's been, first team all Big 12 for like a decade? This is his second year in a row that he's been first team all Big 12. He was a freshman All-American back in 2023, started over 35 games. He's going to be a top 10, I believe, NFL draft pick. He is, most draft scouts have him as the top offensive tackle prospect. He's going to be a first 10 pick, first round pick, I should say. No doubt about that. He is a beast. He is a dude, and he's why Devin Dampier had so much success in that Utah ground game this year. It didn't matter who was in at quarterback or running back. They were plowing for yards.
Yeah, there really isn't another answer here. Spencer Fano is the unanimous first-team offensive lineman out of the Big 12. The Big 12 Offensive Lineman of the Year via the coaches. Also coaches all Big 12 first-team offensive line selection. What do you think about nearly 3,500 rushing yards for Utah this year? A big piece of that is what they had at left and right tackle, two future NFL offensive linemen, easy for me to say. Also top 10 in the country in sacks allowed this season. 11 sacks given up in 12 games. So, and what you'd expect more from a running quarterback like Devin Dampier. So, yeah, easy choice here for first team. Spencer Fano, unanimous selection there, no question about it.
Baller. Now, how does Utah replace him next year on the offensive line? They just got that massive cash injection, but offensive linemen are hard to find in the portal. There are not a lot of plug-and-play offensive linemen out there on the board. That's going to be something that's really interesting to keep an eye on.
Well, because that's a very premium position that if a guy's really good, teams are going to pay to not lose those guys. Mm-hmm. Arguably the most important position beyond quarterback would be offensive lineman. So, the issue is you can't plug and play guys along the offensive line in most situations because those guys tend to not be available.
You mean there's not a lot of 6'6", 310-pound grown men walking this planet that can run like a deer and get out on the edge in the perimeter and block for quarterbacks like Devin Dampier? Those don't just grow on trees?
Not so much. That's James Westling. I'm Ari Tepkin. This is Big 12 Today on Big 12 Radio, presented by Modelo. Valid or void? Will Kyle Whittingham be a head coach at the D1 level again? We'll get into valid or void next. This is Big 12 Today on Big 12 Radio, presented by Modelo. Heard on TuneIn, watched on Big 12 Studios.